Hi, everyone. This is Jacqueline from She Rises Studios, and welcome to today's Light the Torch ceremony. And today, we shine the spotlight on Brand Like a Boss, a bold, high visibility anthology that proves your brand is more than a business, it's your legacy. This powerful collection brings together visionary women who have built iconic brands from inside out, authentically, unapologetically, and with purpose at the center. These are not surface level success stories. These are real journeys of resilience, reinvention, courage, and clarity. So please join me in welcoming two of the powerhouse women behind Brand Like a Boss, together with six other that hopefully will join us next time. They have been boldly redefining what it means to build a brand with impact. Hello, Amy. Hello, Megan. Welcome to the
Hi,
show.
thank you for having us.
Well,
Absolutely. Thanks.
yes, and I'm so excited about this particular book because this is finally addressing directly the I think one of the most crucial topic that women in entrepreneur really needs to understand. So why don't we kick this off with introducing yourself, who you are, what you do, and what made you say yes to joining Brand Like a Boss? Would like to start.
Megan, do you want to go? I'll go if you don't want to go, but
I'll
you.
jump in, sure. So my name is Megan Dirks. Branding has been essentially my entire career in one way or another. So I've worked with nonprofits, solopreneurs, building my own brands, you name it. And it's just always really lit me up to work with people that have that zone of genius, but they don't know how to do the rest of it or wear the rest of the hats, or they're afraid of being too front and center, whatever that key piece is that holds them back from really unlocking their business growth. That is my absolute favorite part to work with on people. So when Brand Like a Boss came up, this was definitely one of my natural fits where I was like, that's a non-negotiable one. We're definitely going to do that one.
That's awesome. Thank you, Megan.
So I joined different reason than Megan because I did everything wrong. And so I wasn't branding like a boss. I mean, everything looked pretty. I've run multiple businesses. I've done a lot of branding with my businesses. I've had a dance studio, fitness studio, a swim company. And those are just the brick and mortar type ones. Then I've also done stuff online. And so things would look really pretty, but that's not necessarily what's going to sell, because if you don't believe who you are and what your offers are, and if they're not aligned, like, you have to have your own brand essence, which I'm sure Megan talks to all of her people about, but I didn't have that. And I would just make things look pretty. And so I feel like I stumbled a lot longer than a lot of people maybe do or need to. And so for me, when it comes to branding like a boss, it's actually owning your genius. It's owning who you are. And once I started doing that and I shifted my branding to actually be aligned with everything about me, it felt easier, it felt lighter, and then more people were attracted to what I had to offer. And so that's why this was a yes for me, is because I did everything wrong and was like, hey, don't do it the way I did it the first time. So
That's awesome, and that's wonderful. Sharing your experience so others won't have to stumble as much as you did. It's just awesome. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much, Dr. Karen, for joining us today. We were just starting off, kicking this particular discussion off in introducing ourselves. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know why you decided to join Brand Like a Boss.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Karen. I am a chiropractor and holistic coach. I apologize, I'm late. I got stuck with a patient, so I was running a little bit behind, so I apologize for that. Brand Like a Boss just kind of resonated with me because I agree with, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, the gal that was before me. I agree. I was doing everything wrong and just kind of being scattered and not really having a brand per se that people knew me by. And so Brand Like the Boss made me realize, number one, that aspect of it. And the other aspect is, if I don't start reining it in and having one grounding aspect of what I'm about, no one's ever going to know who I am. And so that was the reason I signed up, is to kind of learn from you other ladies and kind of put it out there that you have to take time for you too, and just sit and resonate with what really resonates with you, so that you can have that solid foundation. So, and I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Karen. And that's very interesting. Both Amy and Dr. Karen have mentioned that owning your voice is very important. Now, why do you think that, what makes it authentic? When you say owning your voice publicly, how does that define your brand? How does that help you define the brand?
Are you asking me?
And anybody can jump in.
Oh, I think it helps you define your brand, because there's no being authentic is you kind of emit who you are on the inside, on the outside, when you really understand who you are on the inside. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Yes, true. And maybe for Amy and Megan, who has been in branding for all of her career, why do you think owning your voice can shift the way we show up as leaders, or is that even related?
Oh, I think there's totally a shift there for sure, because I think what I've seen a lot of is a lot of, especially solopreneur women, almost
Mhm.
wanting to look like other people that are a couple steps ahead of where they are right now. So they're like, I want to be her, I want to model after her, I want to build my ecosystem similar to her. But then they lose the authenticity piece. So I really love working with people on brand voice specifically, far before we ever dip into design or growth plans or marketing or anything, from a really human element, like really down to, even if you're doing an email list and you have templates and nurture sequences and all of that, like, what do you say in real life? How do you actually speak? Do you say hi, hello, or hey? And that should, even those little things down to those tiniest details, should make a difference. Do you swear? Swear in your marketing. Are you faith-based? Put it in there, because at the end of the day, you're looking to attract people to you and repel people that aren't really your dream fit. So the more authentic you are, you're actually helping your vetting process a lot as well.
That's awesome. And I think, that's where we start building our brand, making it our own, because people see through us, and they see through your brand, even before we start thinking of this becoming a legacy. And speaking of legacy, how do you ensure your brand reflects who you truly are? What are the practical steps that the one can take to make sure that they stay on point when it comes to branding?
I'll talk about this for a little bit. I love everything Megan just said too, because that is what it's about. It's about being you. And even in my chapter, I talk about her, but like the lady that I saw online, that
Yes.
attracted me to her, and why she stood out to me, and why that really shifted, like realizing I am not her, but who am I? And can I relay that to other people? And of course, like, different people are going to attract different people. So for me, with just answering your question, it's all about alignment and being totally aware about who you are, what you are putting out there. And if you are not aligned, your essence is not going to be there. If you're not aligned with, like, be who you say you are, essentially, in like less words, be that.
Mm-hmm.
Create the things that are also that. And when you are totally aligned with what you're offering, what you say, how you show up, like all of those things, the abundance it comes, it's there. But when you're chasing it, or when you're looking to other people, or when you're trying to copy other strategies, that's where it feels hard. That's where it feels sticky. It feels like you're climbing this mountain. It doesn't have to. Of course, entrepreneurship is up and down. It's going to be like this forever, right? Like, this is entrepreneurship. Welcome to the party. But it's also the best self-development program you could ever put yourself through. And like, the ups are freaking incredible. So the downs can also be pretty low, but it's an amazing ride, right? It's like an incredible roller coaster that I think is addicting. But when you show up as you, and you realize, like I think my offers are so kick-ass. I used to not be able to say that. Like now I'm like, every single woman needs to be in these offers, but I'm so passionate about them now because they're what I believe helps so many women, right? So it's like, I used to not be able to do that because I was pushing something that I wasn't fully attached to. And that's where I was off. And so you need to feel like that when it comes to your voice, when it comes to your offers, when it comes to how you show up. And when you do that and you feel aligned, the floodgates open. Like people say yes, people see you, people are attracted to you. And then you are her who is also you. Like the person that you used to look at becomes you. And we all have those, like we all have so many incredible talents that we can bring the world. And when we do, especially in this like collaboration here, like when we do and when we show up in our power, we give other women the example of what's possible for them. And that's also really powerful.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, would you, anybody can share here, have you had a specific moment, or is it a collective series of challenges where when you realize I am doing this wrong, this is not the right path? Was there a moment, or is it a collective?
I can say I definitely had a specific moment, and it was I created a whole brand strategy and design practice around an inauthentic version of me. And I made it very generic, and I made it very appeal to the masses, and the name would work for anybody. And along the way, I realized I was attracting a lot of clients that I did not enjoy working with because I was being that catch-all for everybody. And I played it very safe. It built a very safe brand that would appeal to women solopreneurs specifically. And after I had a portfolio of 5 or 10, then I was like, you know what? This isn't lighting me up. Why isn't this lighting me up? What's going on here? And when I looked back at myself, I was like, oh, because I'm not being me. So that's awkward. And now we need to go back to the drawing board. And I am in my personal life an absolute nerd through and through, total gamer, anime lover, all of that. And I'm like, why don't I build a brand that actually captures some of that and captures the fact that I do swear with clients and that we do have fun and that all these other parts of me that were being ignored. That has been kind of my pivot that I've really enjoyed, was starting off building something really safe that would appeal to everybody, and then making the money and being like, I don't enjoy this though. So how can we pivot? And then building that brand and that version of me has been the funnest part.
I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is the brand that I have is I'm a healthcare practitioner, and I'm really shifting away from that and wanting to do retreats, women's retreats, to empower other women to go after their dreams. And I'm just in the beginning stages of that brand. And so it's been hard to take that hat off as the doctor and put the hat on as a retreat owner, and as a coach, and trying to divide my time between all of it. So, but I love what you said about being able to swear with your people, because, it's, I always feel bad if I swear when I'm in my practice, because it's like, well, what doctor, drops the, shit bomb or whatever, it always makes me feel guilty, but sometimes you connect with other people, and yeah, it's just kind of funny, but so I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, let's chime in one more time around this, because I did the exact same thing. I built an entire business around strategy. I'm good at strategy because I've been in entrepreneurship for so long. You have to learn how to do the things. And my entire business was around helping women get clients. Like my program was called Clients on Repeat. And every time I hired a coach, or like to help me take it to the next level or whatever, they would say they would be telling me like, this is definitely the offer. This is stick with this, and it always felt heavy. I did sell it, and I would, and I did have women love it. And when I go through that offer, it's actually a really great offer, but it's not me. And so it wasn't exciting for me to sell, right? So it didn't sell as well as I know that it probably could if it was someone else's offer they were attached to. But same thing as Megan, it's like when I finally burn that down. And by the way, it doesn't have to be completely burnt down. You can take different parts of what you've built before and stick them in something fresh and new that you are excited about. And so that's essentially what I did with that offer. And now, like, I just feel so different about everything that I put out there. And guess what? Strategy is still part when I'm helping women in their business and helping them through whatever it is they come to me for. It's like the strategy is still there because I know how to teach it, but that's not what I lead with. And that's not like what I talk about all the time. And it feels so much better.
That's awesome, because if you're being authentic, you attract the audience that is like you. And you don't get to work with people that are not within your realm, if as Megan said, I swear I'm a gamer, so I attract people that are alike. So if I'm not being authentic to myself, I attract the people that are not in the same world as I am. So then it becomes a little harder. Now, to close us off here, I know this is a wonderful conversation, but to close us off, what message would you give to the woman out there watching who feels that they are just not hitting the right spot, but is ready to take on the next step?
I would say look inside yourself. And if you're not good at that, then make it like, if you don't know what that means, make a really big list of everything that you love and look at that list and see what like really lights you up. Your body's going to tell you, right? So if you can listen to your body and then pick that thing and just go all in on it, as long as it lights you up, that's the biggest thing. If you fill it up, then take a step forward and just keep taking those steps forward. And you can always build whatever your heart is desiring. It's look around. People are doing it everywhere. And if they can, you can.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Amy.
Yeah, I'll chime in too quick and just share that I think what I see women struggle with a lot is they're like, oh, I need a brand identity. I need to be authentic. And then they realize they're like, I haven't done that inner work. I don't have these answers. So they don't all the time come in knowing what even their authentic self is. So something I would chime in here would be like, take the time and do that work and be really, really honest with yourself and work through whatever growing pains, I guess we'd say we've all had to go through to be really comfortable with sharing those parts of you that might be a little uncomfortable at first. Yeah, I'd say I struggled with that a bit early on too, where, I didn't want people to know I was a gamer. I didn't want people to know these other parts of me. And at this point, it's really a giant disclaimer of, here's me, this. And I have that clarity now, but a lot of us don't when we first come into it. So it's hard to build something authentic when you don't have your own authenticity down yet in the first place.
Good point.
That's good. Dr. Karen.
I would say, surround yourself with people that have already done the things that you're thinking about doing, and create those relationships, because we all need that support. We all need somebody to help lift us up and kind of guide us when we're derailing. That would be my recommendation.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Karen. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Megan. Brand Like a Boss reminds us that branding isn't about logos or color palettes or making it pretty, although we need to make them pretty. But in its root, it's about identity, authority, authenticity, and the courage to own your voice. These women have shown us that when you align purpose with power, your brand becomes unstoppable. So, to every woman watching out there who have been waiting for permission to rise, to speak boldly, and to own your spotlight, this is your sign. Brand Like a Boss is now available on Amazon. Go grab a copy for yourself, gift it to someone who you think is ready to step into their own authority, claim the seats at the table, and lead like the boss that you are meant to be. Thanks again, everyone, and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.